Yeah, baby. That's the look of satisfaction right there. We made it. We made it. We're here. We're here. So, yeah, I almost. The new company is an old company, and they do know about my videos, but I still might want to keep the company a secret. I almost showed the little bag they gave me, the hotel, when I came in. It's 7:30 in the morning. We just finished a 24-hour ride on the Greyhound. And it was not the worst thing in the world, honestly. It really wasn't. But we got it done, and I got here to the motel. I was like, hey, I was at the Greyhound station, and I didn't want to hang out there all day. So if I can't check in, I'll just hang out here in the lobby or whatever. And she was like, check the reservation. She's like, oh yeah, we got a room ready. Oh my God. She gave me a room, 7:30 in the morning. How cool is that? So I'm in. We made it. So yeah, I do have some stories of the 24-hour Greyhound ride, and I'll tell those all later, probably after I get a nap or something. But hey, we made it. We got here. So can't be too upset with that. It was a wild ride. It was hard to get some sleep, but I tried. My neck hurts from weird angles, you know, bouncing down the road trying to sleep in an upright chair. But I had a few people reach out and make sure I was okay on my bus ride. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Saw some in the comments too. Appreciate it. Thank you. But hey, you know what? I'm 5'6" of pure intimidation. All right. I was not stuck on a bus with them. They were stuck on a bus with me, baby. So anyways, yeah, I got some pretty wild stories from it, but hey, we made it. They're still doing breakfast here, so I'm going to go do that. And yeah, probably get breakfast, jump in a shower, take a nap, let everyone know I've made it. I'm here. And I think everything's intact. I want to get my laptop out. It's been in my backpack with me the whole time. Just make sure I didn't like crack the screen or anything ridiculous like that, because it's packed in there pretty good. And somebody had put their heavy bag on top of one of my bags, which I wasn't too thrilled about when I saw that. It was my bag that has my PS5 packed in it, but it's packed with a bunch of clothes too, so it probably just smashed it down. No big deal. But I wasn't entirely excited, let's say, when I saw that. Come on, man. But I do want to save the stories from it till my head's a little more clear, so I can make them funny for you guys, hopefully. But I was thinking about just the absolute balls it must take to be a Greyhound driver. I mean, I don't think I could do it. Nobody was too crazy on my trip. Don't worry, I'll tell the stories later, but I just couldn't imagine. Greyhound doesn't offer much in the way of protection for their drivers at all. Not at all. It's just you against whatever crazy person gets on there. And the flimsy metal, I was going to say the flimsy metal plastic. That's how tired I am. The flimsy plastic between you and everyone else. And there's no, it's kind of funny, isn't it? It's like, I mean, I'm not saying it, it's just my observation that you're definitely treated as a different class of traveler. It's not like an airport where there's metal detectors and CSA. Wait, is it called CSA? No, that has to do with trucking. TSA, right? Whoever it is, the sky cops, whoever they are, you know. But there's just none of that with Greyhound. I mean, they definitely make it known that you are a different class of traveler, and these bus stations are just absolute garbage, absolute trash, so many of them. It just, the balls it must take to be a Greyhound driver. I couldn't do it. I'm sure some crazy stuff happens out there. I'm sure of it. And you know, Greyhound could make traveling like that a pretty pleasurable experience, but they chose to go the method of pack as many people in the bus as you can. Maybe take out a couple rows, spread the seats out a little bit, serve food and snacks, you know, or something. And they could make it much more of a pleasurable experience, but they choose not to. And that's okay. That's why I think it's cheaper to do that. A lot of people ask me that too. Why didn't you fly, or why didn't you do all these things? And it's funny, because I am an over-the-road trucker. I have been for a long time, as we all know. I'm a complete moron when it comes to actual travel. Like, how do you get around this country? I don't know. And I don't really like flying. I don't really care for flying. It's not like that it scares me or anything. I believe it or not, I think the Greyhound people are more my kind of people. You know, the airport people are just so bizarre. They're so strange. Everybody in there thinks they're a rock star, which I meant to mention is why I don't have recordings of what I actually do, because I'm not that guy that's like, I'm going to be out here recording everyone and everyone stop, look at me, I'm an influencer, you know. I'll just tell my stories later, right? That's why I don't record anything. But airport people are so goddamn bizarre. They're such strange people. They think very highly of themselves, walking around with their chest puffed out, you know, talking loudly on their cell phone. Yeah, man, yeah, I'm at the airport. Can you believe it? I'm at the airport. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And they're saying it very loud so everybody at the airport knows that they also have a cell phone. I mean, their life must be rough being surrounded by peasants all the time. Airport people are nuts. And the way they exit their plane after they've landed, they emerge from the tunnel. Does everyone know I'm here? Chest puffed out, and they're just so goddamn proud of themselves, like they landed the plane themselves, which didn't happen. As crazy as the Greyhound is, I think those are more my people. You know, so I was raised amongst the rednecks. So hey, I don't know that I'm airport class. Not really sure that I am. So anyways, I think I've spoke on that long enough. I'm going to get a little bit of rest, and I'll come back with my stories from last night. That's probably going to take us a good 20 minutes to get through, the way I get sidetracked and keep talking like I'm doing now. So talk to you soon. Hey, what's up, guys? I forgot I needed to record a video. I was like, oh, damn. I wasn't done yet. So I'm not sure I like this angle, but what should I do about it? I'm not really sure. To me, I don't like it. I'm not sure I like it, because I got to either get close and bend down like this, or if I stand up straight, I got to get way back here. So 24 hours on the Greyhound, guys. Let's talk about it. My God, it was wild. And like I was saying in the first part of the video, Greyhound drivers are badasses. They really are. You couldn't pay me enough to drive those buses. You couldn't do it. And that's kind of how it was when we were doing that. 25, it ended up being a 25-hour trip. I kept saying 24-hour because I forgot to account for a time zone change. Nope, never mind. I'm making that up. I just realized as I was saying that, Chicago's in Central Time. Oh, wait, so is Dallas. Yeah, 24 hour Greyhound ride. So in case people were confused about what was happening, I think I covered this in my live stream that I recently did yesterday, I think. But people were like, dude, what the hell are you doing going to work for a company that won't provide you transportation, a plane ticket, a rental car, anything that's going to be better than a Greyhound? And I felt like I made it clear, and I don't mean to like sound like a dick. I just really felt like I made it clear, but apparently I didn't. I wasn't officially hired because the drug test results had not come back, right? So because the drug test results weren't back, they weren't able to officially offer me the position. But since I was 2 days away in Chicago, or a full 24 hours according to Greyhound, I decided if the drug test was the only thing holding us back and there's no risk of failing that, then I will just start heading that way. Now, they are going to reimburse me for travel and all that, and they would have paid for travel had I left it up to them to wait for the drug test to come back. They would have paid for a rental car. Me not knowing how long it was going to be, I didn't want to wait that long. So I know that I trust people to a fault, and I see the good in people and companies to a fault, to where I end up doing dumb things a lot of times. But on the flip side of that, there's a lot of people that are so distrustful, so paranoid that a company's trying to screw them over that they jump straight to conclusions, I guess. And it wasn't that they weren't going to help me. It was just that I wanted to, the 24-hour bus ride was beneficial for me because I didn't have nowhere to go or stay. So instead of sleeping outside with all my bags, it was better to be on a bus for all that time while this company got the drug test results back. And they called me and said, hey, it's back. When do you want to start? And we got it all worked out. And I already had on the way there. To me, that all makes sense. I'm not saying I'm right, but to me, it makes sense. Anyways, 24 hours on a Greyhound. Let's talk about it, because it wasn't as crazy as it can get. Years ago, I rode a Greyhound. I was much younger then, and it was also an overnight Greyhound. And I sat next to a middle-aged man, and we were talking quite a bit. We were hanging out. And eventually I fell asleep, and this isn't a good story. Actually, I've told this story to a few people recently, and they got mad at me and said, dude, this is not okay. But you guys know me. I find the humor in everything. Only because it happened to me, I find it funny. If it happened to someone else, I would be like, yeah, that's pretty jacked up. But I woke up in the middle of the night, 2, 3 in the morning, to this, I was a much younger man then, to this middle-aged man fondling my penis through my jeans. And when I woke up and caught him doing that, I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what the hell are you doing? He didn't say a word to me, and he just got up and moved to another seat. And this is the kind of stuff that unfortunately goes on a Greyhound. Because it was me, I can see humor in it. Like, I'm like, well, that was weird. This old man was just, compared to me at the time, this old man was just grabbing my cock while I was sleeping. Well, that's strange, but I found humor in it nonetheless. I wasn't like gonna kill him. I wasn't gonna fight him or anything like that. I was like, well, that was weird. That was a very strange experience. But if it did happen to someone else, I would be like, that dude's creepy. Why didn't you knock him out? But I was like so shocked by the whole experience. So that's a thing that happened years ago on a Greyhound. But on this one, I'll try to keep these stories in order. But the first guy was a very big, very tall, very muscular black man. And you've got to be, well, I don't know that you got to be a black man, but you've got to have some sort of intimidation factor, I feel like, to be a Greyhound driver, because that crowd is wild. Boy, that crowd is crazy back there. And you're the only person there to keep it under control. It's pretty nuts to think about. So, he was very aggressive, but I think it was just like part of his job. When we would pull up to a stop, because Greyhound stop pretty often, get out, take a break, all these things, which I was grateful for because I'm a nicotine addict, right? But he would say something like, okay, guys, we're pulling up to this stop, and our break is what I like to call a 10 and 2, he would say. Our break is what I like to call a 10 and 2. Basically what that means is we're going to pull up to this stop and we're going to have 10 minutes to get our break. And if that 10 minutes is not enough for you, then the 2 will work out perfectly for you. Because in 2 weeks' time, I will pass back through and I will be willing to pick you up and finish your trip. So he meant, you guys know what he meant. I'm sure you guys get it. He was better at the joke than I was. Anyways, he was very adamant about no smoking on the bus. No smoking includes, obviously, cigarettes, weed, e-cigs, vapes, all these things. No smoking on the bus. And he was very adamant about those things. Well, apparently they got a visual smoke detector that they can see in their mirror, and it is very sensitive. But we're riding on the bus, right? So we go from Chicago to Indianapolis. He doesn't say a word the whole time until we get there. Then we get to Indianapolis, and he says, okay, we're pulling into Indianapolis. if this is your stop, all that nonsense. Make sure you grab your luggage. There will be more people getting on the bus, so make sure you're in your assigned seat for the new people joining us. All these things. We do that. We transfer buses. We don't transfer buses. I stay on the same bus, but you get the point. Anyways, we start rolling down the road when he starts noticing his little smoke detector light going off towards the back of the bus. And in the back of the bus, you know, somebody's always doing something in the back of the bus. Someone's always up to something, right? And he comes over the speaker and he says, I see that smoke alarm going off on the back of the bus. I want to let you guys know once again that there's no smoking of any kind welcome on this bus. It's just not allowed. He says, and this is punishable by law. I will have the cops waiting for you at the next stop in the event that you keep doing this. And it keeps going on, right? It's about 3-4 announcements into it where he comes on the radio and he says, I did not have a problem until we picked up in Indianapolis. No one on this bus was smoking. No one on this bus was vaping. So I know for a fact it's somebody that I picked up in Indianapolis. And I will go through every ticket on this bus and I will find out who my vapor is, because he determined it wasn't a smoker, I guess. And I'll find out who my vapor is. And I'll have the cops waiting for you at our next stop. To which I hear a guy freak out. I'm in the 3rd row. No, I'm in the 5th row on this bus. About 3 rows ahead of me, so about in the 2nd row, which is not the back of the bus, by the way, a guy jumps up and he freaks out and he goes, I've got to clear my name right now. I've got to clear my name right now. And he jumps up and he goes all the way to the front of the bus and he leans around the plastic and he goes, Sir, I need to talk to you. And the bus driver's like, what do you need? And he holds up his vape. He holds up his vape, guys. And he says, I do have one of these in my possession. And I promise you, sir, that I'm not using it. I promise you that, okay? So if you see somebody on this bus hitting one of these, it's not me. I have one, but I promise you I'm not hitting it, okay, sir? Okay? I can't get in trouble for this. And the bus driver goes, it's coming from the back of the bus. I already know that. And the guy goes, okay, but I just wanted to clear my name before anything happens. The bus driver says, you just have a seat there, son. Go back to your seat. You're going to be all right. Speaking of, let me get a hit. So, about an hour goes by. Speaker comes back on. It's the bus driver. He says, I see my little vapors added again in the back of the bus. And I want you to rest assured that we will have the cops waiting for you. There's no bail. Bail's not an option. Now I know he's being crazy at this point, but he's trying to make his point. I will have police dogs there. And every one of you on this bus that's holding a vapor, oh, you're going to get found out. And they're going to arrest every damn last one of you for holding a vapor on my bus. I vape. You think I was worried? Hell no. If Greyhound wants to arrest me or have me arrested because somebody else is vaping, oh boy, are we going to have a field day in court with that. So I'm not worried. You better prove I was vaping before you throw me off in the middle of nowhere. We'll lawyer up. We'll lawyer up. Well, other guy about 2-3 rows ahead of me did not feel the same way, to which he jumps out of his seat. Goes, sir, I've already confessed to you that I have one of these. What more do you want from me? And the bus driver says, I don't want nothing from you, son. I already told you it's coming from the back of the bus. And the guy says, but sir, I can't go to jail for this. I can't get arrested. I can't do it. I don't know what he had in his vape, but it was certainly THC, because that boy was paranoid out of his goddamn mind. He was losing it. Sir, I just got to clear my name. I didn't do it. And he says, son, go on and have a seat, okay? I'm not talking to you. So the guy sits back down and he holds his vape up so the whole bus can see. And he looks back and he shouts, "Now that I've confessed to owning this, maybe the real culprit will come forward and we'll all figure out who the vapor is." Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. You've got to chill out. Anyways, I could tell an hour of that story because it went on and on forever, to where the bus driver kept threatening to call the cops every time he saw a puff of vape smoke coming from the back of the bus, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Except I got to watch a young man freak out on the bus. He definitely had THC in his vape, because nobody gets that paranoid from nicotine. No one. No one. So, we get to Nashville. Nashville's where I'm switching buses, so I got to get off the bus. Speaking of Louisville, Lowville, whatever y'all call it, that bus stop is a absolute nightmare. We stopped in there for a few minutes, and tragic. It looked like a nuclear wasteland. It really did. Anyways, we get to Nashville where I got to switch buses. So I'm confused because I don't really travel by bus a lot. It's funny to think about. I'm an over-the-road trucker, but the actual travel, I don't know how. I don't get it. It's very confusing to me, right? So we switch buses, and it is this younger lady. And she's having a very tough time. One of the doors where the luggage goes on the bus won't close, right? Because the latch is broken on it. So she went and got her mechanic, right? I got to get my goddamn mechanic to help me, right? And you know what he did? Duct tape that bitch closed. Oh yeah, Greyhound, good on you. Good on you, Greyhound. Duct taped that door closed. There we go. Good job. Good job, Greyhound. So we go to leave this terminal, or whatever you would call it, bus station in Nashville. And it's very small inside there, and she's freaking out. The poor lady, honestly, the poor lady, I felt bad for her through this whole thing. She's trying to figure out how to back the bus up and make the right-hand turn to go to the gate and get out. And she's having to back up and go forward like Austin Powers, right? Just trying to maneuver that thing and get it turned. And she's losing her mind already. And I know what it's like to be a new person driving a big vehicle. Unfortunately, I don't know what it's like to be a new person driving a big vehicle that has other people in it. To me, that would be even worse, right? But she's freaking out. She can't get that bus out of there. And she's like, I don't understand this shit, man. You can hear her. She's up there talking to herself. This shit's too much for me. I just can't take it. I can't take it. I need to find a new fucking job, and I need to find a new fucking job right now. I can't take this. And this is happening while she's trying to back us out of the yard. Oh, poor lady. No, I really did feel bad for her. I really did. She's just losing it. She's just flipping out. And I did feel bad. So she finally gets us out of the yard. We get turned around and out of there and get off into traffic. She's just complaining the whole time. Get out of my way. I'm trying to turn. She's honking the horn, which is very aggressive. It's a very aggressive thing to do. She's honking at all kinds of people. And then we finally make our way to the interstate. And me being a truck driver, I'm like, this poor lady, it'll get better now. It'll get better now. No, it sure doesn't. You know what she does? Drives in the left lane. In a Greyhound bus. She's getting passed by a lot of people. And you know what she's doing? Bitching at them. While driving a Greyhound bus, she's yelling at them. People are passing her, but they're not passing her as fast as she would like. And she's up there yelling, driving the bus. She's like, if you're going to pass me, then go ahead and get past me. Don't just sit by me all day, while she's riding the left lane from Nashville. Check this out. To Memphis. I was not supposed to transfer buses again. We went from Nashville to Memphis, where we pulled into the Greyhound terminal, which she couldn't find the entrance to. She actually stopped the bus. This poor girl, I did really feel bad for her. I have to keep reiterating that because I want you to realize I actually did. But she stopped the bus on the road and yelled to the passengers back there, "How the hell am I supposed to get into this terminal?" Well, a bunch of people apparently ride the Greyhound a lot because a lot of people knew. They said, "You need to keep going. Keep going, take a right. It's going to take you around the building. Take another right. It's going to take you to the bus parking." And she goes, "Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you," right? And she pulls in. She gets all the way back there. And she hits the parking brake on that bus. And she turns around. She goes, "Y'all, I'm done." I didn't know what that meant because that's all she said. Everybody starts making their way out of the bus. And I get out. I'm thinking we're just on a break, and I see her standing out there, the bus driver. So I walked over to her and I said, "Hey, do we got a few minutes? How long are we going to be here?" She goes, "You're not my problem." And I said, "What?" I mean, I bought a ticket. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm somebody's problem, not my own. I'll tell you that. So I said, "What do you mean I'm not your problem?" And I was laughing about it. And she goes, "You might as well grab your luggage off that bus right now because I'm done." I said, "You're done? Did you just quit?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, come on." I did. I told her, I said, "Come on now. You're just learning. You're going to have hard times. You're going to feel really good about yourself if you overcome this and you become confident in your job." And she said, "Nope, get your shit off this bus. I'm done." And I said, "Well, I'm trying to get to Dallas and I already paid for it." Now I'm getting mad at this point. I'm not done. I still need a ride. I still need a ride. So everyone hearing that conversation starts grabbing their luggage off of the bus. And I went inside and there was another, actually ended up being a trucker standing in front of me at customer service. And he's asking them what's going on. He's also going to Dallas, right? And the lady at customer service says, "Yeah, we had some unforeseen circumstances. We do intend to get you guys back on a bus. It's going to be about 20, 30 minutes. We're going to get you there." Now me, I'm kind of giggling at the whole situation. I'm like, this is pretty absurd. Like, I mean, this lady made it from Nashville to Memphis and they just quit her job. Right in the middle of the route. She just, screw it. Y'all are on your own. Right? Okay. Well, damn, that sucks for us, right? So, after hearing all that, I walk back towards the doors. I've got my backpack on and my rolling luggage, one in each hand, right? And I go back towards the back doors and I'm headed out to vape because I don't want to get arrested vaping on the bus, right? So I'm headed out to vape when some girl is talking to the bus driver that just quit. She says, "My luggage is still on there." And the bus driver had calmed down a little bit. She's like, "I'm just moving the bus over there. And your luggage is still going to be on there. They're going to use the same bus to take you the rest of your trip." And the girl, she's rightfully concerned, the riders, the customer, she's rightfully concerned. She's like, "But is my luggage still going to be there?" And the bus driver's like, "Yeah." And she says, "Maybe I'll just grab it, like just in case, because I don't know what's going to happen." And no shit, this Greyhound driver jumped up in her face, chest puffed out, and said, "Your fucking luggage is still gonna be there. Do you fucking understand me?" And this girl stood there and she went, "Well, fuck you." And the bus driver that just quit her job, she went, "Fuck me then. What the fuck you gonna do about it? I just quit my fucking job. What the fuck are you gonna do about it?" And I'm standing there going, my God, is this really happening? And the girl, she looked pretty gangster herself. She said, "I'm going to turn the fuck around and I'm going to go sit down over here because I'm going to knock your ass out if I don't." And the bus driver said, "Knock me out." Oh my God, what is happening? I looked over at the girl and just smiled. I'm like, kind of like I can't believe this is happening kind of thing. Yeah, shrug and smile, right? And the girl did go and sit down. And when she sat down, I was like, damn, that's crazy. And she was like, fuck. That's all she said. That's all she said. Anyways, we stood around for about 20, 30 minutes. And then a guy that literally looked like Mr. Magoo walked in and announced to all of us he would be our bus driver for the rest of the night. And nothing really happened after that. Got to be honest with you. I went to sleep when we got back on the bus, and next thing I know, we arrived in Dallas, and we made it. That's it. We made it. Nothing else really happened after that. He also reiterated that we won't be smoking, but it was hilarious the way he said it. You will not be smoking on top of my bus. No one is allowed to smoke on top of my bus. If I catch someone smoking on top of my bus, you will not be on top of my bus no more. If you want to be on top of my bus, you won't smoke. And I wanted to be on top of his bus, so I didn't smoke. The only place I wanted to be was on top of his bus. So I could get on top of Dallas, right? Video's long enough. We survived. We're here. And now I'm going to walk up and see if I can find me something to eat here at this motel. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.